Women constantly sabotage other women with shitty dating advice. So it's about time a man teaches women what actually works. Ladies, I am going to give you the answers to some of your most frustrating dating problems. Now, although this video is for women, guys, keep watching because I want to see if you agree with what I have to say down below in the comments section. Why didn't he call you back? If he slept with you and then he didn't call you back afterwards, there are a couple of different reasons why this might have happened. Now, I'm here to give you the truth, so you might not like the answer I'm going to tell you right now, but rest assured, it is the honest truth. I'm going to give you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. 4 reasons why he didn't call you back. 1, you were a catfish. You used too many filters on your dating and Instagram photos. He thought you were going to be prettier than you actually were, so you turned up on the date. He thought, screw it, I'm here already, I'll go through with the motions. You end up having sex, but he doesn't want to see you again because you misled him. You deceived him by using too many filters and you rocked up and you were basically a catfish. Or you were heavier, you had more weight to your body, you were fatter than you led yourself on in your photos and your dating app profiles and your Instagram photos. So don't go catfishing dudes because you'll probably get left on red. 2, and this is a harsh one, but you might not be pretty enough for him to take out in public. You were fine for a quick and easy one-night stand, but you're not pretty enough for him to want to walk around town or walk through restaurants or walk out in public or be seen out in public with you on his arm. Number 3, he found you annoying, and again, he just wanted to get his rocks off, go through the motions, he wanted to bust a nut. He thought, well, you know what? I'll put up with this for the duration of this date, but this girl is so goddamn annoying, I do not ever want to see her again. Or you pissed him off so much on the date, or by playing so much of this hard to get, by playing so many goddamn games just to get you out on the date, that his way of saying screw you is basically to sleep with you and then never call you back again to teach you a lesson. Number 4, and this is the most important one for you to pay attention to. He might actually like you, but he's waiting to see if you will text him back. He's waiting to see if you're going to humble yourself enough to be the first person to reinitiate contact between the two of you. He literally was just inside of you. I'm assuming you've already had sex at this point. He's already had sex with you. Stop playing hard to get. He already got you. There's no point in trying to continue to play these stupid games. So, humble yourself and just text the guy back. If a woman can't humble herself enough to text the guy back after they've slept together for the first time, he is going to assume that she is sleeping around with a bunch of other dudes. He's going to assume she is a hoe because she can't humble herself enough. Why do men lose interest when you turn them down for sex? Let's talk about the Madonna Wh complex. So the Madonna Wh complex is this idea that men lust after the whore, the slut, the girl who is very sexual, the girl who puts herself out there, like the girl who shows a lot of skin, who's very, very flirtatious, right? They lust after her and they want to have sex with her, but they won't want to be in a relationship with her. They want to be in a relationship with the Madonna, the girl who is chaste, the virgin, the girl who is more conservative in her sexuality. So the mistake a lot of women make is they think there has to be one of the other of these two kind of extremes. They have to be totally chaste and constantly putting this guy, making this guy jump through hoops again and again and again before they can have sex with him, or they give sex to absolutely every guy and they bounce around from dick to dick to dick being a slut. But you don't have to withhold sex from a guy for him to think you're worth keeping around and to take you seriously as relationship material. And I'm going to get into that in a minute. In fact, in the modern dating marketplace, especially in big Western cities, we have this situation where women who are genuinely slutty, aka your typical sugar baby type, are actually putting on a charade where they're pretending to be the chaste virgin type. They're pretending to be the virtuous girl who doesn't put out by making a whole bunch of dudes buy her dinner, or inviting her to a nightclub table, or inviting her to a yacht party, and stringing all these dudes along for multiple dates, fleecing them for multiple expensive dates, expensive boat trips, expensive dinners, whatever. Basically using him as what we call a foodie call, the opposite of a booty call, whilst in the background, she's actually fucking a whole bunch of other dudes on the side, whilst making all these guys just pay for her attention. And one of the main reasons why dudes will flake on you if you don't put out in the modern dating marketplace, especially if you're in a big city, is they're trying to not be taken advantage of like that. They're trying to avoid this simp trap, this foodie call trap, where they pay for an expensive date and they get absolutely nothing in return. So basically, he's lost interest because he doesn't want to be taken for a ride. And you, unfortunately, have come across as the kind of woman who would take advantage of him like that, who would use guys for expensive dinner dates without having sex with them. The kind of girl who will use guys for expensive dinner dates and give them nothing in return, aka sex. And no, your company is not something in return. And I'll explain that in the next point. Why doesn't he spend more time with me? Why doesn't he want to talk with me more? Let's clarify something here. A man spending non-sexual time with a woman is purely a reward for the woman. You're not spending time together, you're spending his time. That's time he could be using building up his wealth, growing his business, conquering the world, pursuing his goals and his dreams. You see, most women don't realize, but being around a woman is actually work for a lot of men. It's an energy draining activity, unless that woman makes his experience around her a positive one. She uplifts him, she supports him, she gives him love and affection, she recharges him. Then that is a very positive experience. And then that's an equal exchange of value when he's actually hanging around her and spending time with her. So you should ask yourself this honest question. Am I giving energy to my man, or am I draining energy from my man? Also, if you have a problem with your man not talking with you enough, not texting with you enough, not calling you enough, well, then you should probably look at the kind of conversations you're trying to have with him. Most of the time when a woman says, talk to me, it basically just means give me attention. But you're putting the burden of the conversation onto him to talk to you. You're the one that wants to talk, but you're putting the burden on him. You're making him do all the work by not coming to him with an actual interesting conversation that can go somewhere. Instead of just saying, hey, what's up? Maybe you should ask him an actual question that he would find interesting that can lead to you spending some conversation together. If he appears angry, disgruntled, or just short with you or distant with you, then you've probably just interrupted him mid-thought. You've probably interrupted him while he's busy, deep in thought, thinking about solving some kind of problem for his business, his career, his personal life. So he's not necessarily angry at you or mad at you or not interested in you anymore, but you've just taken him out of his problem-solving mind to try and get some attention off of him. He's not angry, he's just somewhere else thinking about more important things. The world does not revolve around you. And by the way, the kind of guy who you're actually going to be attracted to in the first place, the kind of guy you're actually going to want to spend time with and have sex with and have a long-lasting, happy, healthy relationship with, is not the kind of guy who's going to be thinking about you 24/7. He's not the kind of guy who's going to be texting you and calling you 24/7. That kind of guy is actually going to be repulsive to you because he is so goddamn needy and insecure and desperate for love and affection. I don't want him to think I'm a slut. Let me tell you this. A woman can sleep with a man on the first date, and he can still take her seriously as a long-term partner. I have slept with multiple women on the first date or the second date, and they have been women with very, very low body counts, super loyal, fantastic, amazing women, and I've made them my girlfriends. If a woman sleeps with me on the first date, the thought that goes through my head is something like this. Okay, this is clearly an intelligent woman. She understands that I'm a catch, and she isn't wasting my time. So that's a woman I can actually invest more time and energy into. Whenever I see a man use like the speed at which a woman has sex with him as some kind of an indicator of whether or not she is a good woman, I know two things about that man instantly. One, he doesn't believe deep down that he's an attractive, high-value man. He thinks in the back of his mind that he is somehow tricking her into sex. And two, I know that that man has absolutely no clue how to spot a good woman, even if he did come across one. Why doesn't he take me seriously? What makes a guy take a woman seriously for a long-term relationship? I'm gonna go over some green flags that I personally see that identify a woman to me as girlfriend material. Sex just gets you in the door, ladies. It doesn't guarantee a relationship with a man. If you don't want to be discarded, then you have to demonstrate to him that you are an asset to his life, someone worth keeping around. So here's a few examples. Does she make the bed first thing in the morning? For two of my girlfriends, this was the giant green flag I saw the very next morning, immediately after we had had sex the first time. They'd made the bed and they'd folded all of my clothes that were lying on the floor. To me, that is a green flag that this is the kind of woman who has a nurturing, caring side to her, who's gonna make a very, very good mother and a very, very good long-term partner. Does she stop posting selfies on her Instagram after she slept with you? If she's constantly posting photos of her ass, photos of her titties, selfies on her Instagram stories and stuff after we've had sex, to me, that is a red flag that she's still advertising that she's single. She's still looking for other options. I can't take that woman seriously because she isn't fully committed to me. Does she cook and clean for me? Really simple, basic stuff, but that is a gigantic asset to me in my life as a very, very busy man who has a lot of different projects going on at the same time. Having someone take over that really simple burden from me of cooking and cleaning and keeping the house in shape, keeping the house tidy, keeping everything clean, fresh, adding that feminine, nurturing energy to the household, to the house in general, is a really lovely thing to have in your life. And I consider that a massive asset to my life when my women are cooking and cleaning for me. It makes me respect them, it makes me love them even more because they're showing their love to me by trying to alleviate stress from my life, by trying to give me back some more of my own valuable, precious time. Does she make me look good in public? Is she hanging off my arm, looking up at me with adoring eyes? That is a really lovely thing that a woman can do for her man. Make him look like a fucking king. Everywhere they're going out, if she is treating him with respect and she's treating him with adoration, she makes him look like a big boss to every other guy he comes across. And that is going to help him become even more successful. Is she easygoing and following my lead, or is she trying to be sassy and still play hard to get after we've had sex? Newsflash, honey, he already got you. He already had sex with you. You don't need to keep playing hard to get if you want to actually keep this man around. You need to follow his lead and let him take charge and support him on his mission and on his journey. Is she on some other guy's boat that weekend? Is she on some other guy's table at the club that weekend? Is she going out on a girls' night trip that week? Like, does she go out on girls' nights out immediately after we've had sex for the first time? If she does, to me that is a clear red flag that she is complete trash and is not worth investing any time into. Here's a really easy one. When I come home from work, does she drop to her knees and start sucking my dick? That is so simple and so easy for any woman to do for her man, and I guarantee you that that will make you stand out above any other woman he has ever had in his entire life. If he walks through that door after a hard day's work and his girlfriend, his wife, is on her knees looking up at him, ready to go to town on his love sausage, he's going to think, this woman is a keeper. That worshipping attitude towards your man is going to make you irreplaceable. Now, if you're a woman watching this and the thought that's going through your head right now is, I would never do that for a man, or I would never do that for my husband or my boyfriend, well, then the question I have to ask you right back is, why on earth are you sleeping with men who are not worthy of that kind of treatment? Why are you lowering your standards so much? And the reason is, you've probably been lied to about men your entire life. So watch this video right here to learn some of the myths that are sabotaging your relationships.